somewhere along the way, I'm not sure when it was, America stopped being for the people and became for profit. Our founding fathers had a very clear vision. A government for the people, by the people. But today, Americans can barely afford groceries. They have to have 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to be able to pay rent or the mortgage. While billionaires and corporations rake in more and more money and say, oh, it's good for the stock market. If we don't reclaim the original goal of this country, the original promise that this country gave us, we're literally handing our future and our children's future to those who don't really care about us. The middle class party is here for one simple reason. Because these two aren't getting it done. We need a nation that is going to come together and build something wonderful once again. And what that wonderfulness was is the middle class. Now, what I can tell you is that today's world, I don't care what you say. I mean, we had a post that was talking about how expensive it is for people to get by today. And it created, 35 million people read it. We had thousands of people responding to it. And it's just, I would get these nasty, awful statements from both sides of the aisle. I mean, the nasty right that said, what are you? And the nasty left who said, what are you? And it's really simple. I'm just about rebuilding the middle class. I'm about bringing people together and coming to a solution to the problem. Because the way it's going right now is it's either going to be the far left and it's their vision of the world, socialism, or it's going to be the far right of the world and the Catholic Church or the Bible is going to run everything for us. I think if you're part of the middle class or thought you were once of the middle class, I don't even care if you're the rich, the super rich. You can't continue down this same path. We cannot continue to take and steal money from the middle class, because the middle class now is comprised of people who have to have 2 jobs, 2 incomes to be able to pay rent and have maybe a used car. And they can't even afford the insurance. Have you looked at insurance? The insurance companies have never made so much money as they have under both administrations, the left and the right. Hello? Anybody home? It doesn't matter if they're there, and it doesn't matter if they're ahead. The insurance, health insurance is through the roof. My God. Every employee that I've had has said the same thing. It's just killing me. A family of 2, just a husband and wife, $2,800 a month? That's a mortgage payment, ladies and gentlemen. This is just not right. This is just not right. And yet they post more profits than they've ever posted before. And you can hear things like, oh, Trump says, oh, I signed an executive order limiting how much money the drug manufacturer, we have to have equal pricing. Really? I haven't seen anything change. Biden said he was going to change things. Obama said he was going to change things. Nobody did anything. They are all in the pockets of the deep state and or major corporations and or the lobbyists. And they're in it for themselves. Name one president other than Trump who didn't become more and more of a millionaire after they got out of office. How about people becoming millionaires while they are in office? Hello? Hello? Anybody home? My God, people, wake up. I'm trying to make sure that everyone recognizes this. I don't care if you're the rich or the poor. It can't continue. The poor used to hope, oh my God, I hope if the government can give me a little assistance, which a good liberal would want, we help them get to the point that they can work and get a job. But no, we went so far left that we just indentured them into the government giving you a paycheck, the government giving you food stamps, and no guidelines, no help on getting you employed. No, we had Democrats that like Clinton, who helped make sure that all of our jobs went to China. And then Bush made sure that continued, and everyone came through. Hey, Ross Perot had it correct. He said it in that debate. He said, if that gets passed, you'll hear a huge sucking sound of the middle class going to China. And that's exactly what happened. And yet, what they've done in order for you and me, the 80% of us, is they get us to find one side to resonate with or another side to resonate with, and then we want to fight each other. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. I don't believe in vaccines. I believe in vaccines. You're the reason why it's spreading. You're the reason why you have government control everything. We're going to stop you from saying anything on social media. It should be wide open with social media. We're going to print all the money we want and give it to everyone. Well, we did too. We created inflation. Well, we did too. They both created inflation. Hello? President Trump during COVID started it, but Biden did it another, 3 times? Ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty simple. The government doesn't belong to us anymore because you have fallen victim to a ping pong match. Yes, a ping pong match. They get a ball and they hit it across the ping pong table, and that ball, all of us watch it. And then we're like, yes! And then it hits back over there and we're like, no! I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. They created us hating each other. The politicians have taught us to hate each other. They literally call people Nazis in this country. Really? Really? That's the socialists in the Nazi era, right? And yet it's the liberals, the far left liberals who love socialism, who's saying that. Isn't that interesting? It's interesting when you point your finger at someone, there's always 3 coming back at you. And the one thing is that they'll toss the ball out there and it goes back and forth. And I hate you, and I hate you, and you don't know what you're talking about, and we fight back and forth. Meanwhile, these evildoers are grabbing all of our money. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars. They print money, which is an invisible tax. Hello? How do you think they bailed out a lot of these state governments? By printing money and just giving it to them? But that takes it from you and me. It's an invisible tax, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what happened during COVID. And we all thought, oh, well, I got my check. Yeah, they're not idiots. You get a few $1,000s, I get a few $1,000s. We blow it on whatever we want. We help the economy, but we go into monster debt. And that's where we are. Monster debt with no game plan getting us out. They don't have a plan, and they don't have a plan. Nobody cares. And yet, you and I, what we find ourselves is fighting each other, and they keep doing it. Stop. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. We have to stop them. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to stop them. How can you stop them? Share this video, like this video, join the middleclassparty.org. Let's actually rebuild the middle class and figure out how we come together. We established the federal government as not something that we all check a box and say, that's what we want. We want a president that's going to do this. We want a president that's against this. And that shit should be all over. That should be to the state level. That's a state level. We should vote that we want to follow what our forefathers set forth. Let's not change it. That's like other people migrate into this country and say, you got to follow our laws, our religion. Hello? See, the founding fathers designed this because they saw what didn't work before. If you'd like to try to bring the middle class back, if you'd like to bring back what the founding forefathers had in mind because they saw what didn't work, and what did work for us, what built us to the strong country that we are, is the original Declaration of Independence, the original concept that our forefathers had, and not about stealing all of our money and taxing us to death. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't, I'm going to suggest, anybody out there that needs to take 2 jobs, I mean, back in the 80s, you could have one person make enough money, they could buy 2 cars, put the kids through college, and own a house. Can you really do that today? No, you cannot do that today. It's impossible. It's virtually impossible. I mean, people, by the way, they've literally, look at Amazon, they literally made it so that they've eliminated so many full-time people and made a whole lot of part-timers. Oh, so those part-time people that are driving and using third-party corporations that have Amazon's name on the truck, they did that so that they could make themselves more rich. Does that make sense to you and me? No. Does it make sense that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? And by the way, billionaires are on both sides of the equation. Corporations are supporting both sides of the equation. No one's in it for you and me. The middle class party is going to be an association of people who are going to vote for what will rebuild America. And it's rather simple. Eliminate lobbyists. Eliminate gerrymandering. Eliminate it. Hello? It's going to be about bringing back factories from foreign countries so that the middle class can work. And it's going to be an effective immigration policy because, hello, either wide door open didn't work and completely closed door can't work because who's going to work the factories that we bring back? Hello? Anybody at the helm here? Nobody's at the helm. You can't have a completely closed door policy. We shouldn't be going to Home Depot and rounding people up. We should be going to Home Depot with tents and saying, this is how you figure out to get legal. Let's find a happy medium. And they say, oh, we want free immigration and all that kind of stuff. Really? No, you don't. You just want to flood the streets with people who are going to vote for you because many of these states, they can vote for the state and local governments. Hello? And then somehow they get in there and vote for federal governments. Hello? Hello? Does that make a lot of sense? No, it doesn't make sense. You need it. You should get a driver's license, a state ID. By the way, you need it if you want to buy alcohol. So tell me somebody who can't do it. This side is saying, oh, they can't make it over to the DMV to get a state license. Really? Sure. Well, then why don't you, instead of spending all the money on it, just provide free transportation to go get them legalized, to go get them a state ID? But no, you'd rather use billions of dollars saying, we don't want that. Well, come on. You can't kid a kidder. We know what you're doing. We've got to do something, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to figure out a way to stop the ping pong game and all of us fighting each other and find a solution. Because I do think a legalized immigration policy makes sense. I don't know. I mean, President Trump's been pretty successful with selling a $5 million gold card to come into America. Well, what if we did this? What if we put up tents outside of Home Depot and said, here's the pathway to you becoming legal? I don't know, the first 5 years, don't count towards Social Security, or you have to pay federal income taxes and all your taxes, and it doesn't, it's your payment towards becoming a citizen. You have to pay, but you get nothing out of it. Who wouldn't say yes to that? I don't know, maybe there's another idea that someone has out there with you that we could do. But then they can come in, they can get legalized, and they don't have to worry about being afraid of the big federal government grabbing them and throwing them back to Mexico. Because we're all immigrants. Hello. Everybody here was an immigrant at some point, and we would just happen to be blessed by being let in here. So the far right doesn't have it either. Oh, this is a country for Americans. Well, no, technically, it was the American Indians, or the Native American Indians that people like to say. It was Indians. It was the Indians. They were the only native people. But by the way, they did immigrate from, China along through Alaska and came down. So we're all from other places. Can we just acknowledge that and say, how do we help out our fellow man? Don't we want people who really want to come here and then just give them a pathway to one of the jobs that we're going to bring back from China or Mexico? So I believe that there's a way. It's just whether or not you believe there's a way. Or do you enjoy the fighting and going back and forth and get nowhere? So if you're tired of that, please share this video with your friends and family. Please press like, join the community, because we're going to be a community of people who believe that there should be a middle class, a regrowth of the middle class, because I can guarantee you that people, whether it's Elon Musk or any other billionaire, they will no longer be able to be billionaires if the middle class is eroded for good. And if you are a billionaire watching this, that's where the money comes from. No matter how you shape it up, it comes either from our taxes that fuels your income as a billionaire, or it comes from you selling products to all of us. So I urge you all to take a stand with me. Take a stand on finding common ground. Join me on this. I believe in a simple prayer. We are all here on this planet for a purpose. That purpose is to serve other people's well-being. And we certainly can't do that if I believe my way is the only way, or you believe your way is the only way. We do have to come together. Along that line, my name is Drew. I'm here to serve you.